Hello and welcome. My name is Hildburg Williams. I'm a violinist. I have played for John Eliot Gardiner since 1968 when I came to England from Germany. It is my pleasure to say a few words about this week's Bach Cantata of the Monteverdi Choir and Orchestra's pilgrimage. It is the number 147 in the Bach Werkeverzeichnis and has the title Herz und Mund, und Tat und Leben. We performed this wonderful work near the end of our spiritual journey, and although 20 years have since passed, the memory of this time and the profound impression it left on me are still vivid, and it is lovely to connect with it again. But first, let me take you to the picturesque historic town Lüneburg, where we performed and recorded this cantata. Lüneburg was once a rich Hanseatic city, its prosperity founded on salt, the white gold as it was known. But the Hanse collapsed and Lüneburg's fortune declined, and with it any major development came to an end. However, that means that today we can still enjoy its beautiful, almost unspoiled historic centre. What is the connection between Lüneburg and Bach? Well, for that you have to cast your mind back to March 1700, when the 15-year-old Johann Sebastian arrived here to enter the St. Michael's School as a choral scholar. The 200-mile journey from Thuringia to Lower Saxony in the north of Germany, away from home, away from family, must have been quite an ordeal for this young man. But then the prospect of completing his academic education with instruction in Latin and Greek, and also further his musical training in keyboard, especially the organ, would have been exciting for him. The small but renowned Lüneburger Mettenchor had been eagerly awaiting him. Pupils coming from Thuringia were known for their solid musical training, and Johann Sebastian had a beautiful soprano voice. However, when he finished school in spring of 1702, it had changed into a bass. Acutely aware of the historic connection, we literally stepped into the past when we entered the St. Michaeliskirche to prepare for our concert, and we changed in the old choir room. Now this was quite an experience. Here the very young Bach has been singing. Here he felt his voice changing. Here he practiced the organ. Somehow his presence seemed to be still there. We all felt it. And who knows, maybe he was listening. It was a great performance. In the church every available seat had been taken, and at the end the attentive audience thanked us with a warm and heartfelt applause. The cantata you're about to hear was the last of 3 items on our program. I don't intend to go into too much detail, but just like to mention a few important points. In this work, Bach used one of his earlier cantatas he wrote in Weimar for the 4th Sunday of Advent. That he later expanded it in Leipzig from 6 to 10 numbers for a different feast day, the Visitation of Mary. This text is based on the Gospel of St. Luke, Mary's visit to Elizabeth, who is expecting John the Baptist. The new version has 2 parts, each ending with a chorale with the same music. I'm sure you'll be able to sing along. It has become quite a familiar tune. Bach captures our attention right from the start. What a magnificent opening chorus. He is sung by the Monteverdi Choir with such energy, with such commitment. And what an impressive virtuoso trumpet part. All this engages us immediately. Bach retained this number from the Weimar version along with the alto and soprano arias in part 1 and the tenor aria at the beginning of part 2. I am particularly drawn to the soprano aria number 5, with the violin solo and continuo. Just listen to the florid triplets of the violin, so beautifully and movingly played by Maya Homburger, weaving around the bell-like voice of Brigitte Geller. What a treat! Bach inserted 3 recitatives into this cantata. The last one, number 8, is written for alto voice, here so expressively declaimed by Michael Chance. It tells us about Mary's visit to Elizabeth, with 2 oboes da caccia giving voice to their conversation. There is a wonderful moment when the text speaks of the unborn John leaping in his mother's womb. Listen how Bach sets the words: wird bewegt, hüpft und springet, he becomes stirred, he leaps and springs into music. Well, Bach creates his very own powerful language in the way he fuses text and music, thereby evoking a profound emotional reaction in performers alike as in listeners. For John Eliot, it is always of the utmost importance to convey the meaning of a text in the orchestral playing and especially in the singing of the choir and the soloists. I feel this comes across in our recording, and I hope that it will touch you in a similar way. Now enjoy the music, a happy festive season, and stay safe.